Okay, so we're at Aston, which is Gordon's first intermediate, so obviously really exciting. Here we are at fence 5, which is a really nice brush into the water, dead straight line, out of a slightly skinnier brush, which shouldn't cause many problems. It's actually quite a straightforward novice, or straightforward water for him, so it'd be quite nice. First 4, nice and straightforward. Hey, okay, so hopefully we've gone through the first 6 fences really well. Like I said, the water I think is quite straightforward, hopefully, she says, because nice brush in, straight, you know, just cant through, brush out. So hopefully Gordon's confidence should be quite high by now, because although they're a bit bigger, they'll be very straightforward. Then we've got 2 slightly offset, sort of, I don't know, widely fences, but I think really straightforward, there to be jumped. I'd be really disappointed unless he tripped and couldn't jump the second part that he ran out or stopped, because this should ride like a good exercise. Okay, so I've walked the distance, and what I'm probably going to do with Gordon is just put a little bit of a curve in, because it is his first intermediate, and actually when I got to the second corner there was far more of an angle on it than I thought there would be. You know, it looked very, very straight, but as you got closer my eye was just drawn out to the right, which is exactly what I think Gordon, well, you know, why shouldn't he? If I'm walking it and I'm thinking, oh, you know, the first one's fine, there's a gap to the right at the second one, you know, just because it's his first intermediate, lack of experience, I'll just put a little bit of curve in, and also he can be a bit over brave, so it won't hurt just to anchor him, and you know, I've got a good reason to. Guys, so now we're at fence 11, which is obviously a brush curved to a skinny. I'm not sure how many strides, well I'll walk it but not pay too much attention. Basically sort of halfway round, hopefully he's on the ball, quite a nice climb fence, and I'll just keep coming at this if we walk the line. Okay, so as you can see, fence B comes up, you've got enough time, they can have a little wibble or wobble. He's being really straight, so I'd be quite confident. Again, I've got to go straight with it, you can't circle it's AB, but I'd be quite confident that he should just keep going at this, hopefully. Fence 13. Just obviously a little rainy fence. Obviously you can see, you know, a real steep landing to a little brush. We just watched one horse go, and this actually sort of walks a really nice forward free, and you think, oh, come off the bank, let them run at the brush. But I just seen somebody go and they absolutely popped this, like popped, and then just held for 4, and it worked really well. Which again is far more educational for somebody like Gordon, who, one, I don't want to scare, because I'd hate to sort of get there and be on a bit of a half stride. So I will just pop this, say wait. Again, it's all about an educational run for his first intermediate, because he's a bit of a precocious brat anyway, and because jumping is naturally so easy for him, I don't want him over jumping and thinking he's too clever. Frosty, on the other hand, who's doing her last run here before going to Burley, will do what the hell she likes. I would imagine we'll probably go on 3, because for her this will be a bit like Gordon going back and doing a pre-novice. That's the main reason for coming here today with Frosty, rather than going to Hartbury or Gatcombe to do the big tracks. We just want a real confidence boosting run. But at the stage she is now, she doesn't need to run around big one days. She just needs to keep safe and happy, and you know, in her own brain, to do the big 4 stuff that really counts. Guys, so quite a kind fence in directly into the water here, but the brush is quite small here. It's got a bit of a sort of decent drop on the other side though. This one just keep your shoulders up, because they could just sort of pop this and not actually realise that suddenly there's a drop and land in a bit of heat. And again, straight out over the brush, sort of skinny brush at B, very similar to the first water, maybe the brush is a bit more skinny, but again it is absolutely there to be jumped on a straight line, and you'd have to feel that the horse is being a bit ungenerous not to jump it. Okay, so we've come straight from the water, quite a sharp turn, these 2 steps up, second from last. It's just worth getting them back on their hocks, just they're big enough steps, you know, you don't want a stupid trip or stumble. But if we've got to this point, hopefully, you know, God, you can jump these in the last fence. Overall, I'm really happy with the course. I think it's a great first intermediate for Gordon. Again, Frosty should just skip round, hopefully with her eyes closed. If I don't, I'm going to start worrying about Burley. And yeah, you know, it's always going up a level is always really exciting when it's the horse's first run, because you're going back into the unknown again.